what's up, everybody? Welcome to We're Offended, You're Offended. I'm Kim. This is Tyler. And we have a special guest today, Nanyi, who is actually a host of her own podcast, Que Alguien Me Diga. I might have said that really wrong.
It's okay. You can say QMPD. That's it. Just the first letters. This is way easier.
That works too. So she is going to join us
Yeah.
today, and we are going to have a little chit chat about the whole Amber Heard Johnny Depp situation. So, Nanyi, you want to tell us a little bit actually about your podcast before we start off? What is your podcast about?
Absolutely. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Kim channel. And Gigi, well, she can call me any name, but I love to be called Gigi. And my podcast is about motivation or something like that, because I realized somebody needs to be motivated. That is my podcast. QAMPD. You can find me in YouTube, and we have most of our videos are in Spanish, but we are trying to do it in English. This is a wonderful practice right now. Actually, thank you guys for helping me.
Thank you. And the link to her YouTube channel and to her Facebook group will be listed in the description box below, so you can go check her out and give her a follow. Yeah, and to anybody who's listened to us for a while, the amazing neighbors that we talk about that we love so much, that's her. Her and her husband. Yeah, they are amazing neighbors.
Thank you. I didn't know, but thank you. I'm gonna hold him with me.
Yeah. Okay, so I guess well, let's get the formality or I guess our formalities out of the way. So of course we're here Monday to Friday. We have some big stuff coming up in terms of the Canadian Museum of Human Rights and the disgusting practices that are going there. And in terms of, a lot of the cultural institutions that are becoming degraded, that are falling apart. Because we'll get into it. We'll get into it tomorrow. It's starting on Tuesday. It'll be, it's quite the rabbit hole, but we are here Monday to Friday.
I thought you were explaining us what's happened with the institutions. I was like, I'm gonna learn something now. Good.
You will learn. We will learn you. But of course, we're on YouTube, we're on Rumble, we're on Spotify. Hit the Rumble button if you're on Rumble. Hit the review button on Spotify. Give us 5 stars. What the fuck? Sorry,
what?
My camera just fell.
Oh God, I thought maybe like someone hit you or something. Jesus, relax a little. Is it that hot out there?
I'm on the top of a mountain right now. But on YouTube, hit the subscribe button. I know it's hard to hit that red button. I know you and your fat fingers can't reach to hit that button. So, stretch those sausage fingers out a little bit and hit the subscribe button. Share it with your friends.
Yes, exactly. If you like the content, if you like this, just hit the button.
Even if you hate us, just hit the button. You can pretend that you're hitting us. Like,
Yeah, that is good. I always say that if you don't like it, just let me know why, and we can have a really nice discussion about it. But they don't.
No, I just tell them why they're wrong, and we go our separate. In fact, today I pissed off a child trans supporter. So, but that's a topic for another day, another discussion.
Are you having a fight with a child?
No, an adult that advocates for children transitioning.
Oh, okay. Well, then that's okay. Because I'm like, dude, if you're fighting with a kid, I'm going to have to lump you in with our fun little townie here.
Oh, the psycho old lady.
Yeah. What did the lady say? What she was doing? I mean, she was fighting with you because she wanted to defend the trans rights. Of the adults, of the little kids translation.
Of kids that are, and there's a lot of reports that are now coming out that they want to advocate up to 18 months old that a child knows whether they are transgender or not, which is tantamount to child abuse. Like that is, if circumcision is considered genital mutilation, well, what happens when you do that to a baby like that,
Right?
to someone that barely even knows what words are? And then to advocate that, oh well, we need to give them transitional surgery. We need to reaffirm that. Like fuck. When I was a child, I wanted to be a fire truck. I thought I was a
Oh no,
dinosaur.
no!
Like
Exactly. I
Like a
thought it was a
mermaid.
witch. It was a
Ah,
witch. And
yes. Yes.
how weird. So did Amber Heard.
Yes,
Oh, she thought she was a
exactly.
dog.
No,
No. Well, no, Amber Heard. So there was one thing that I had missed in someone's testimony that they were talking about, that they used to do like Wiccan like seances and shit in his house, and that's where Johnny finally snapped and kicked all these freeloaders out and fucking
Really?
started throwing cell phones over balconies and all this. Yeah.
I
Oh
didn't know
yeah.
that.
Me.
Yeah.
Interesting. The plot thickens.
Yeah. There's.
What?
But Nangi,
Yeah, go
what
ahead.
do you think? Who do you think's telling the truth? Who do you think is lying?
You team Amber or you team Johnny?
I'm Team Johnny.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I'm Johnny team because of many things, right? First of all, everyone think violence against men doesn't exist. It's totally false.
Yeah, we
Violence
talked
against
about that. Yeah.
Yes, violence against men is true. I had a family. I have a friend. Uh, I have close. I have people close to me. Really, really. In that things. I remember one day I was with my family, and a lady almost hit her husband in the face in front of everyone.
It happens a
And
lot more than people think.
yes, exactly. It's happened a lot.
Yeah.
Exactly. And because she is beautiful, she is perfect just right outside. But when every time she speak, I can see how damaged she is. And she
Yeah.
deserves what she will have. Because it's not fair for Johnny. Johnny lost pretty much everything. It's not because I feel like a fan or because I don't care about Johnny before the things. I
Mhm.
never. Um, First of all, I'm not fan of anything. I mean, if I'm not fan of. I want to cut my arm because I am a huge fan of Johnny. No, it's not about that. It's no, I won't cut anything for anyone for nothing.
I mean, that's what
Even
Amber Heard did.
Ugh. Oh, right. She cut herself to make
yeah,
it look like he did it to her, though. 100%.
Oh, there's tons
exactly.
of shit. She 100% manipulated. Like she stalked him. She was, oddly enough, the books that she read, she didn't know them. And
Yeah,
they connected over literature and poetry and music, like
yeah, and you're
like blues. And she has no idea about any of these books, about any of this poetry, about any of these writers, about any of this music.
No.
Like at least know who the fuck BB King is, like one of the godfathers of blues. At least BB King. Like
yeah,
that's a toss up, is BB King. Like holy shit. But no,
yes,
yeah,
it's hard.
but you can
It's a
see
narcissist.
the yeah, you can see the manipulation that took place. And it's not the, and I think in terms of seeing this process play out, I think that's actually reassuring for a lot of people, because I'm sure we have all been in situations, whether we have been with an Amber Heard type, or we can see the lies and the fabrication, and I think that's almost manifesting. Like people are almost enacting their own justice, that I like what happened to me is happening to Johnny. So
Mhm.
I
Yes.
wish my ex got the treatment that Amber is now getting. So I think some people are looking at it that way.
Yeah, and I
Um,
had opportunity to make an interview to a survivor of violence. It's my episode
Oh,
number 39, 37. A guy from Mexico. I remember I spoke about Amber and Johnny in my podcast too. And when I shared the episode, this guy texted me to my inbox and he say, "Hi, you know what? This happened to me, and this happened to me for 5 years. And the only way I could go out, it's because I call a line. In
a
Mexico,
helpline.
it's yeah, a hotline for women, not for men, for women.
Oh,
Yes, because he's almost get suicide. I mean, he was
mhm.
so much crazy, and he almost got it in the bad, but
Yeah,
really down middle.
yeah,
And he
and
decided to
that's a
call
lot
a
of.
hotline. Yes,
Sorry, continue.
he decided to call a hotline, and those ladies help him to just run away from from his ex. I'm sorry, guys. I'm trying to do my
don't be
best, but
No,
sorry. You're doing great.
I'm I'm, I'm just pushing hard. My brain is like, oh.
Well, English
so
isn't your first language, and
everyone
you're doing
knows.
fantastic.
So that everyone knows, Nangi was actually smuggled into Canada. So don't.
Yeah, in
Yes,
his semi,
exactly.
he did it. Just kidding.
Yeah,
Hey, whoa,
exactly.
whoa,
Yeah.
whoa, whoa! How
Exactly.
far does traffic
Exactly.
break?
He was hiding
I
behind.
I know nothing. I don't know shit.
Exactly.
I know nothing.
Yes.
But no, with regards to that, and that is actually a lot of how men actually deal with these situations, even like socially. And I know Mexico, a lot of the Latin countries, there is that masculine, feminine. Men are very much portrayed as men. They are not seen as we're starting to see a lot of this manifesting now of men need to be vulnerable. They need to be weak. Well, a lot of women, when they see if a man is watching a movie and you see him crying, there are a lot of women that go, "This guy's a pussy. He's
Mm,
supposed to protect me."
Well, did you see, okay, that one testimony when Amber Heard was up on the stand and she had said that Johnny was crying? She was just like, it was weird. Like, it
Yeah,
was weird. I've never seen a guy cry before. I'm like, what?
which with a partner, like you can be vulnerable with them. Like you should be vulnerable, but not weak. And I think people get those two things confused. Vulnerability is letting someone in. That is a sign of
mhm.
trust. Being weak is your own ability to deal with a situation. Those are two very separate things.
Correct.
So
Totally. Yes.
I gotta
so
say,
and
sorry, I was just gonna say, I gotta say that I am really bad. If I see a guy crying, because it's not something of the norm, you don't really see guys cry that often. So it's not like I'd be sitting there going, oh, it's weird. Like, what the hell is his problem? What a little pussy. I literally, when I see a guy cry, I start crying. Because I'm like, he's got
Yeah,
to
yeah,
be
me
me
too.
feeling all kinds of
too.
things. Oh my God. Yeah.
Yeah, it's exactly because oh my gosh, I mean, I'm not a crier. I love to cry like a baby for everything. I I just watch a movie and I cry. I just cry for everything. It's a flower full apart. I'm crying. Oh my god, my flower. I'm dramatic. I'm a drama queen, but not like Amber. Amber, oh my gosh, Amber. Obviously, she's an actress. She's a
Uh,
professional
Not
actress,
a good one, apparently.
but but yes, but she can hide a little bit her bad emotion with any. But I can see. I was watching the trial online, and I remember she was like this. And when the lawyer, Johnny lawyers, asked her cross examination, I don't know if
Mhm.
you guys watched that part.
Oh,
I
yeah.
Oh
remember
yeah.
the liars say, who gave you the paper to get the Aquaman? And she was like, and I said, oh, at that moment,
Yeah.
I really see who is Amber. I mean, the real Amber, when she kept like surprised because she was like, what? I get the paper by myself. But was Johnny. I mean, Johnny did that. But the point is, he is perverse. Perverse. Perversa. Perverse. How can I say that? I don't know how can I say that. She is really, really perverse. I mean, you can see her black soil. No, soil, no, soul.
Soul.
Cool.
Yeah.
Soul, soul,
Gonna go
because soil is
flowers
the
in that
ground.
bitch.
No, flowers wouldn't grow in her. Her soil's too dark. Nothing would grow. It's tainted with poop.
So, exactly.
Mind you, it's the
Yeah,
best kind of
you
manure.
see you see that a lot in how she carries herself. And one point that like this was like from someone else that had brought this up, that so if she has like a borderline like I guess like personality, like a disorder, or like a narcissistic, a very manipulative person, and like
Narcissistic.
yeah, like I was with an absolute compulsive liar, a Amber Heard reimagined. But you can see on surface level, like they are very charismatic. They know, like they can't do it themselves, but they know what to do, how to get themselves embedded with people to become friends with them. It's more like a surface level conversation, like, oh, the sun's out today, man, it's beautiful out. But if we actually got into the nitty gritty of, well, did you know that the sun is rotating in this axis and because of the humidity? Like once you start getting into the nitty gritty, then their veneer of beautiful and perfection wears away, and they can't maintain that. They can't
Yes.
maintain that facade of genuine caring, and it's
Well, and she
ugh.
definitely couldn't when she was getting examined by her own lawyers. Like she had this act going, and it was so sad because her fake tears, like her fake crying, there was no tears. Her face was dry. She was just acting like she was crying. And then at one point, she'd pick up a Kleenex, and you could literally see the moment when there was like a flash, and she just kind of like stopped. Like she posed for a freaking camera in the room. So she posed with the Kleenex for the camera, and then, okay, now she's gonna continue on. You're just like, seriously? But the things that she was diagnosed with, I had to, I just looked it up again because I was curious. But yeah, she was diagnosed. A psychologist testified that her has both borderline personality disorder and histrionic personality disorder. Now,
That's it. Yeah.
the histrionic personality disorder is a mental condition marked by unstable emotions, distorted self image, and overwhelming desire to be noticed. People with HPD often behave dramatically or inappropriate to get attention.
Yeah. Which she is very much a cluster B type person.
Oh, yeah.
Totally.
Yeah. Yeah.
Totally.
So,
Totally. That's
but and so like I know we had talked about this, but I think it's roughly about 60% of actual spousal abuse is women committing it against men. But in society, we if a guy is beating the shit out of a woman, every white knight, every man with anything will jump in to help. But if a woman is beating a man, he is laughed at and ridiculed, and you've seen that perfectly because Amber knew that. She was saying, "Who tell the world, Johnny? Tell them that you're a victim of abuse and see if they believe you." So, like, do you need any more clear that this was intentional? Like she knew what she was doing.
oh yes, for sure. She really knew that. And the worst here, it's everyone's noticed and nobody tells anything. Nobody tell anything. For example, the guy of I have the opportunity to make an interview. He told me, Gigi, everyone was aware of the situation, but nobody
Mhm.
was able to help me. Nobody will did anything to take me out, to help me with to find a job, because the lady was working as a escort, and he was in the house just housekeeping, just
Like a
keeping
prostitute?
yes,
Oh,
yes,
cool.
yes. And she was gaining in Mexico around $1,000 per day. In Mexico, it's a lot of
Damn.
money.
I'm in the wrong job, dude.
Yeah,
Get on the
yeah, that's
treadmill
like
now. Kim, out.
What you
Get.
what? What do you think that I couldn't make
no, no,
$1,000 a night looking like this? Psh.
In
you
fact, you could
do.
probably charge extra. Like there's people that, like for like midgets. Midgets charge
This
more as a prostitute.
Well, it makes sense
yeah,
So,
because, clothing
and
for plus
Brennan,
size people is more expensive than regular. So obviously,
well, yeah, it's more.
prostitution for plus size should be more too. There's more to love, baby. hmm
Well, yeah, if you have to
and
put a,
Brennan's
if you have to,
lady, and
yeah, if you have
Brennan's
to wrap a
lady
tarp around
charge
it.
more too.
Yeah, that's some sick, twisted stuff that people have there. Yeah, a pregnant lady. Yeah, I mean,
But
No,
yeah,
wait. Brennan's lady have a huge market. No, no,
yeah,
trust me. Yes, I was reading. No. I was reading, and those ladies take advance. If I don't know how much is this a score charge? How much?
Why would you ask me?
well,
Okay,
Do I come
okay.
across as one of those?
Okay, I listen a podcast. She is a scored, a formal scored. She had a podcast. Her podcast called No Life Skills. You can take a look in Spotify, guys, or wherever. And it's nice to hear that reality, because that is really happening. She charged 300 per hour in Edmonton. She works in
Damn,
Edmonton. Yes, 300 per hour.
you hot?
I don't know, because I just see here the just right here. I don't see the body, because the podcast she showed just the head.
What's the
But
point?
she might be she might be good. I think, because she she got a schedule, she got appointments every day. But the point is, yeah, you were asking for the point. The point is, she told in that podcast, ladies premium charge 500, more than double than regular charge.
wow,
I don't know. I
that's some
don't know.
crazy
Tyler is
shit.
like,
It's exotic. So and any guy, like any guy, like okay, like if you can imagine how big your dick is, imagine how big your dick is with a midget's hand around it. Can you tell I'm left-handed? Like just imagine. Like,
okay, it might.
Okay, I'm there. All right. It looks huge. Yeah. I mean, how did this conversation start?
Nangi, you seen the ride and you bought the ticket anyways.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, but people like to listen about sex. I mean, people realize the sex still sell. I mean, if
Oh,
Oh
you
yeah.
speak openly, they don't mind. They listen. They keep in their. The point is, in my podcast, I kind of talk like that, because I mean, what kind of motivation I'm gonna give it to the people? Hey, go and have sex, be happy, open your vagina. It's it's
well,
a
no,
different motivation. But I do speak. I mean, I don't care. I'm an adult. I'm 26 years old. Why am I not gonna talk about it?
Well, and it has to do with your podcast, right? Like your podcast is centered more around motivation, just like our podcast is generally centered around news of sorts. politics, news, stuff like that. So, I mean, I wouldn't all of a sudden start talking about photography and nail stuff on here.
I'm sorry.
Well,
I'm sorry.
if it called for it.
No, but that's what I mean. Like, it
can-
makes sense for you not to talk about stuff like that on your podcast because that's not your brand. That's not what you would normally talk about, right?
But I do. I remember the podcast episode number 19. Carlos and I, we were talking about ¿cómo se llama esta tipa? We were talking about I
sex?
forgot the lady.
Eliza Blue?
No, she's a porno star. Mia Khalifa. We were talking about Mia Khalifa because of.
I got to do some research.
Okay.
Okay.
Just joking.
Where's my lotion?
Okay, we were talking about her. I don't even remember why we were talking about her, but we spent 1 hour talking about sex. I mean, I don't really care. It's just something that people like to hear. Okay, but go back. Why we started? Why we start this?
I don't really know. This is how our conversations happen. All of a sudden, something gets mentioned, and because you were talking about the domestic abuse, and the guy's girl was an escort, and then it just went down one heck of a rabbit hole. Yep.
She's dead.
Oh, what's that?
Mia Khalifa, dead. Former star.
She's not dead. Yes, exactly. For that reason we were talking about, because she become viral because everyone was, she's dead. And I was like, no, she's not dead. You can still do a blowjob with her. Imagine she's not dead.
She'll live forever.
Exactly. You're gonna see her teeth forever. It's okay. No worries. But the point is, yes, that lady was working as a escort in Mexico, and he was at home, and even his family couldn't help him. He tell me, Nanyi, I was so screwed because my girlfriend was working, and at some point, I didn't want to be with her because she was too involved in so many. I don't know how to say that, but she was involved. Yeah,
she was a little too slutty. Yeah,
too slutty, exactly. But the point is, when you are with a narcissist, or when you are in that situation, as a man, you guys have zero chance to be helped for someone. I don't know why.
That doesn't
maybe because everyone think you are the most poor.
I don't know.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I think that there's a bit of a delay. So for anybody listening, if we keep sounding like we're cutting each other off, we're not trying to. But anyway, I think that's really sad because the perception is that people think it's mostly women who are getting abused, right? Like with domestic violence and stuff like that. And I looked it up, and it was saying like 1 in 3 women will experience domestic violence, and 1 in 4 men will experience domestic violence. So it's not that far off. Like it's really like a 60-40 type thing here. So it's not
look at the lesbian community. Look at the number of abuses that happens there.
Yeah. I've seen that before. I don't know the exact numbers, but it's pretty. I almost said impressive. I meant to say intense.
Oh yeah.
I never said that before.
Yeah.
Well, lesbians love to beat the fuck out of each other.
I mean.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh, it's yeah. No, in terms of I think in lesbian couples, I think it's actually the worst.
Well, I mean, it's one of those situations where, you have a female normally isn't more powerful than a man, right? So a lot of times they're not going to go and attack the men, but in a lesbian relationship, you're going to have one that's more dominant than the other, which would take more of the kind of male type role. I don't know how to say this properly.
Yeah.
But the thing is, it's kind of sad that like that there are a huge number of men out there who do suffer from domestic violence, and there isn't anywhere for them to turn. Like it's one of those like hush hush things where people don't really hear about it or know about it a lot. And I think a lot of guys, because the thing is, they're not going to want to. A lot of guys don't report it because it makes them look weak, right? Like, oh, my wife is beating me up, and people are just going to laugh at me when it's not. It's not a funny thing. Like the thing is, you try to restrain them, and then what? Well, then they get even more mad, or they're, oh, you touched me, and this and that. So they have to be so careful so they don't do anything, or they throw a bottle and right away, oh, okay, well, they're abusive. Well, did the bottle hit you?
Yeah. Yes, but that's
Come
the
on.
point, Kin. My friend told me one day he become violent a lot. I mean, he become a fear. He become aggressive with her because at some point she she break her she break him down, and when
Mm-hmm.
he just lost everything, he decided to hit her back, but not with with a real, just with words. I remember he told me, Nanji, at some point I start to say, she told me fuck you, and I start to say her back, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. I mean, they start to fight in both way, because at the beginning just she was hitting.
Yeah.
When he realized he was so bad, um, he will start to defend himself, and she say, oh, you abusing me. How
Yeah.
can I start all this shit?
Oh, I know.
And I think this is exactly what happened with Johnny. I mean, he obviously he got many issues, but she came to his life to get worse and worse and worse. And now, why I am Johnny Team is because of that. Because now he's trying to get as much she remove, or she take it out, just because she say, "Oh, he hit me. I'm a victim."
Well, and the thing is that
Oh,
it came really huge, like with him, like it wasn't.
I'm
Oh, sorry, it wasn't. Okay, well, I'm gonna stick it to you, and I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna sue you for millions of dollars. Like this is my motivation. No, his motivation was his kids who were 14 and I think 18 at the time, or 15 and 18, something like that, or 17, whatever. They were young. His son, who was 14 or 15 at the time, literally was like harassed on a daily basis from people at school. And then his daughter and his son were literally followed by paparazzi. Your dad's a wife beater and this and that. Like for the amount of trauma that those kids went through, that was completely unnecessary and not their fault, that they ended up enduring a lot of this trauma. And that's the only reason he's doing this, is to kind of set the record straight and do this for his kids. Like he worked his butt off to make money for his kids, and she's trying to squeal that money away from him and make him look bad in the process.
Well,
yes,
and
and that's not fair.
as a
Go
quick
ahead,
little
Tyler.
aside, so 49.3% of lesbian women experience abuse by their partner, 29.4 from homosexual men, and 16.4 for heterosexual couples. Heterosexual women are roughly about 23.6, or not roughly, is 23.6, and heterosexual men is nearly 14%. So lesbian couples love to beat the shit out of each other.
I wouldn't say love, but it's definitely the highest spectrum there. That's kind of scary.
Yeah, it's a high
Well,
spectrum. Just true. It's true.
yeah, and it's well, and I think in order to see this, like, and I'm kind of the same thing of, I don't really care about these people. I care about the truth, and that's ultimately where I operate from, is whether you are seeking truth. Because if Johnny, like, if he beat the shit out of her, okay, hey man, like, you're a piece of shit. I don't think there's a nice way of saying it. But also on the same side, if someone is being manipulative, and if the accusations that are coming against Amber are true, then that's the same position I would take. Like, you're a terrible human being. It has nothing to do with, I'm whether it's because it's a man. No, I have no problem with Harvey Weinstein's prison because he molested women. He, the
Yes,
types of things that he was done. And I think this really shows the pervasiveness and the issue with accusing someone of something before you can't even defend yourself. Like, just the accusation of rape alone is enough to tank someone's career. Like, just the
that's
accusation
true.
alone. It doesn't have to be substantiated. It doesn't come after, oh, well, after a court proceeding, they found this. No, just make the accusation and this person's career is done. Like, many guys
It's
have lost
done.
their job and they're waiting for their day in court for them to be exonerated.
Well, and
Yeah,
that's the thing.
that's true.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Kim. That's the thing.
I was just gonna say that's the thing
Oh,
too.
it's
Like you,
gone.
you have like whether it's like a teacher being accused or an adult or whatever. Like the thing is, this stays with you, right? So the thing is, if somebody then is in turn trying to look up that person, I mean, these are the things that are going to pop up, regardless whether they're true or not. These are the things that are going to pop up. They were accused of this, and a lot of people won't even finish looking into things and like really do their research and be like, oh, okay, yeah, they were accused, but it was dismissed or it didn't go any further. A lot of people aren't going to do that research. Like if it's job related and they like Google somebody up and see, oh, that they were accused of this. Nope, goodbye, move on. They're not even going to give them that chance, whether they're innocent or not. They're not even going to see that, you know?
Yes, totally, totally. The worst for me is, toxic couples obviously can push you to do the worst of you. I mean, if you have a toxic partner, that's gonna push the worst side of you.
Hmm.
Yep.
Which should, yeah, which should be totally different. We have to help our partners to get better, to to work on our dark sides in order to no hiding. It's just more to work on it and be better. And but when you have that kind of person beside you, for example, Amber, she will know where she has to touch, explode you to make you feel fear, to make you feel to make you look bad. And
Push
that
those
is the
buttons.
kind of person you don't have to. Yes, exactly. That is exactly the kind of person you don't have to be around because at some point she will push you down. That is exactly what she did. And I like this. This trial is online because so many people are learning from them.
Yeah.
So many people are realizing, hey, this is really happened. It's gonna it's changing life. What's happening here? And for that reason, I'm talking about them, and I'm looking for more people to get involved because I prefer to learn from somebody else before to having in my own skin. Um, because it's sad. It's sad.
Yeah, it is.
Well, and
And
there's
oh, go ahead, Tyler.
no. Well, I was gonna say, like, well, I think, like, you know what? I'll leave it. It's a different topic, but I was gonna bring up, like,
But
with
but it's
trafficking and stuff like that. But, like, and in terms of that abuse, like, that's a very different situation. So I'll leave that.
Put it on the little notebook for another time. But
yes,
I mean,
exactly.
I don't know. I see so many. I don't know. I know not a lot of people are going to want to comment if they have been in a toxic or abusive relationship. Um, but I mean, I would be interested to see the people out there who have been, if when they're watching this trial or if they've been keeping up with it. Well, keeping up with it, you don't get the same thing. Like if you've been watching it or you've been seeing clips of how she's acting and stuff, how different she went from when when she's being examined by her own lawyers to then as soon as she was getting cross-examined, that instant like snarky nose up and just kind of, like look like such attitude and then she'd talk to the jury. And she like completely kept ignoring what the lawyer was saying repeatedly. And they'd be like, okay, yes or no. And then she'd talk to the jury and be like, well, blah, 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 and start giving these explanations. And it's like, no, that's not what I'm asking you. Yes or no. Like you're making up excuses right now and it's not irrelevant. And you could just see the complete attitude switch in her. And the thing is that like I've talked about it on the podcast before, but I've been in an abusive relationship previously. Now, the way that she talks in those videos, the way that she's talking to him and being like, "Oh, you're such a baby," and blah blah blah. I didn't punch you. I hit you, and I hit you like this, and da 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 da. And he's like, "Don't tell me what a punch feels like. Like I know what a punch feels like. Oh yeah, you've been around." And just the way she's talking to him, completely um demeaning
It's
and
demeaning,
yeah,
degrading.
yes. The way that she talks to him, I would never talk that way to my abuser because I'd be like, I'm getting knocked the fuck out. Like if I were to say talk to him like that, I'm getting my ass beat right
That's right.
now.
Right.
Yeah.
So the thing
No,
is,
attack.
the way that she talks, the things that she was doing, and the thing is, okay, they even had people come up on the stand. They had cops went there, and it even said in the report they went there, they talked to her. She didn't want to file any report. There was no physical damage on her. There was no property damage that they could see. So nothing was filed. And they even had somebody who was from the police station came up and she was I don't know, like the person in charge and kind of explaining that, if they go there and they don't see anything, no, a report isn't going to be charged. But if they were say talking to her and she's like, I don't want to press charges, but they noticed on her that she had black eyes, she had a cut lip, she had her arm was bleeding due to glass. There was broken glass everywhere, things astrew. That's right. I'm going to use the word again.
Mhm.
Anyway,
It's not a word.
and if they were to see things like that, they would still write a report, but it would be more for information
Mhm.
purposes. So then, in the event they get another call, they already have something written on file. So then they know, okay, this has been reported before. These are the kind of things that they noticed before. Okay, no, they didn't want to press charges, but it's on file, and they didn't do any of that. Like, and literally all the people that they have that are like testifying are literally people talking about his drug use. He's admitted to using drugs since he was like 14 years old. Like he's never once went up there and been like, "No, I've been sober and I don't do this, I don't do that." He's been completely open and honest and transparent about the whole situation. These are the drugs that I've done. Yes, I have a problem with this, da 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 da. But then you even have other people who come on and say, "Okay, I was in a relationship with him like 14 years ago or however long ago it was, and when he did drugs, no, he wasn't a different person. Like he was the exact same person. It didn't alter him any sort of way, and he didn't all of a sudden just start doing different drugs than he's never done before. Like it makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. And again, the way that she talks to him and the way that the stuff that she says, like it's so not the way somebody who was an abused or a
In the
Abused.
victim,
right. In-
somebody who was
Hmm.
a victim
Yeah.
would ever talk towards their abuser. And even her sister on one side before was saying like, "Oh yeah, I love Johnny and da 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 da, and he's nice and sweet." Then all of a sudden, bitch gets on stand and she's literally like verbatim what Amber was saying, using the same words, everything, and accusing him of doing these things. And you're just like, really? And then that one
Yeah.
girl, her ex best friend Raquel. Sorry, I'm just makes me so mad. But her ex best friend Raquel, aka Rocky, in one situation when she's being cross-examined, she's I don't remember, no, yes, no. And then as soon as she's being examined by Amber's lawyers, all of a sudden she's crying. It's the next day and all of a sudden water works and she's crying. I was so scared for her. Bitch, where were your tears the day before? Like, what?
Performed better than Amber.
I think she did, 100%.
Kim, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
When I used to take drinks, when I used to drink wine, I fall asleep because the alcohol make me feel sleepy. I
Okay.
don't know what did alcohol make you feel.
Good.
Party.
Makes me feel great.
Have you not heard us yelling at like 2:00 in the morning?
No. I remember it. I mean, the alcohol works in the same way when some narcissist is talking to you. You have two ways to respond. You become totally different, or you become you become aggressive, or you become totally passive. It's the same thing because your brain it's
I don't think
it's
so. I would disagree, but
okay. Go.
Why?
Why? Let's do that.
all right, let's go. I think, well, alcohol, it lowers your inhibitions. You stop worrying about what other people are showing. So I think like someone drunk is a fantastic way to see who they really are.
Yes.
And you'll see like me and Kim when we're drinking, we're hugging people. We're, I love you. Oh, I wish we could
Oh,
do this
you
more.
become a
It's
teddy bear.
yeah, yeah. So
Just happy and
Oh.
yeah, like absolutely. It's the quote unquote, as they call it, liquid courage, right? So you're normally like you're shy and stuff like that, and it kind of gives you that courage to say to I don't know to just let loose, right? Like you just kind of
To me, it's totally opposite. I mean, to me, I become sleepy. I don't want to talk. I know, no, I don't. I just want to sleep. Leave me alone. No, the alcohol
you're drinking
just
the wrong
turned me
stuff.
off.
I think so. Is it just wine, or are you trying hard stuff? Coolers?
No, pretty much alcohol. I mean, it's the same. It's same to me. They put me down. But when I don't have alcohol, I'm like in natural way.
Alcohol is a natural mood suppressor.
Mood
Like, it
suppressor.
naturally brings you down,
Yeah, it's a downer.
which is why, yeah. So but like all the people like that I only have one friend. Like on any other alcohol, he's fun, he's laughing, joking. On whiskey, he
He goes
wants to
native.
beat the fuck out of everyone. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, he's straight up.
It's like a saying. Like there are people who have okay,
People get
so
pissy when I say the word niggardly.
oh my god. Why? Why you always do this to me?
What?
Every time I hit record, you'll say something just like off the heezy. A strew,
Niggardly is a normal word.
I know it is, but okay, so to anybody who doesn't know, I guess, like it's kind of a saying. I mean, I've heard around here, Manitoba, Saskatchewan, whatever, that generally like people who have native in their blood, if they have whiskey, a lot of the times they become more aggressive and violent or just angry. Like they're not happy drunks when they drink whiskey. Anything else they're fine with, but only whiskey so that's where the slang came from is they go native. And it's generally for people who actually have aboriginal blood. Like so generally
Oh,
speaking, but not all of them are like that. So if you ever hear that term that, oh, they were drinking and they went native, that's where it kind of comes from. But for me, like I must not have any in my blood, but I for one, if I'm in
I
a
do.
I know you do. I for one, I for one, if when I'm drinking, if I'm in a good mood, my mood goes up. Like I just become more outgoing, more hyper, more uh yeah, my inhibitions are gone. So my filter's gone. So I just really don't give a shit. And I just say what I want to say and I just have fun. And if I drink when I'm in a bad mood, though, I try to stay away from doing that because then it just, like if you're in a bad mood or really, really
mm.
sad and you drink, it just lowers that mood even more. So I try to stay away from it when I'm in those things. If I am super tired, though, I will get tired if I'm drinking. Like, I'm not all of a sudden gonna become awake. So if I'm tired and I start drinking, that
Oh, that means the
exaggerates it.
alcohol will maximize your emotions.
Yeah. For me,
Yeah, like
that's
that's what I've noticed. Yeah. Like God, I don't know how many times have we gotten like shut up, Will. How many times, like, yeah, we've even been at home and we're drinking and it becomes laughing, it becomes joyous, it becomes fun. Like it's just it for us. Well, I don't. Well, I think I'm fair speaking on Kim's behalf as well. That when we do, it elevates things. Like we have more fun. We I don't know. It's more joyous. So it's yeah, like we don't fight with each other. So that's why I think like it actually brings out the person that's really there. Oh,
I've
My
always
husband doesn't take alcohol because of his father. Carlos told me when his fathers take alcohol, he become violent, aggressive, a totally different person, and always went to fight, always until he finally dropped the alcohol, and he never goes back. He never went back, but he becomes really aggressive people, a totally different person when he got any kind of alcohol.
okay.
And for that
oh.
reason, Carlos don't
So
take it.
when I gave Carlos a beer, you wound up with a black eye.
No.
It's all your fault, Tyler.
Shit.
God,
Never again.
that happens again.
Never
Just,
again.
No.
I mean,
You guys
No,
get paid
but
in seltzer water. That's it. That's it now.
yeah, no, but it's just his father actually. His father was really violent, and
Mm.
he always. I remember Carlos told me his father's always want to kill somebody when he get alcohol,
The
and he
fuck?
say, "Oh, come on, Carlos, come on, let's go to kill the stallman. How can you? I don't know how to say thiefman. I think thiefman. The bad boys. Carlos
hi,
is listen
Carlos.
everything.
Hola. Oh my God, the dogs thought he was here. I mean, okay.
His father wants to kill the bad boys. Come on, Carlos, let's go to kill the bad boys. Oh my god.
Wow.
That's funny.
Yeah, and
I've been in situations like that where, like, when I've been drinking. Now, okay, there's this nasty bitch in town. Okay. And she
Okay.
keeps harassing my kids. And I'm telling you, if I was drunk and I saw her walking by, oh, hell. I hope someone's got bail money because I would just, like, I'll lose my shit regardless the next time I see her. But, like, if I'm drunk, I'm just not thinking clearly in the slightest, and I just would just go off on her 100%. It would not be pretty.
well,
Oh,
that's nice. Nice way to self-incriminate yourself. Perfect job.
yes, exactly. You
I
have
mean,
to
this is
cut
all
that
going to be
stuff.
edited out. I'm perfect.
Yes, you have to cut it up a little bit and click. Exactly.
Whoopsie.
That Tyler is so smart. Tyler is so smart.
I'm not as dumb as I look.
Well,
I
you only look
didn't
dumb
say
when you don't have the
that.
glasses on. When you have the glasses on, you look super smart.
Ah, good point.
See,
Point
dumb.
proper.
So smart.
I won't laugh a lot because my eyes sometimes do that. And that is naturally because my ball.
Oh, that's great. But yeah, I mean, different people handle alcohol differently, right? So
Yes, of
generally,
course.
well,
I've never
well,
gotten into a physical fight. Let's just say that. I'll incriminate myself here. Relax.
and that's where you see like everyone that has testified either as a past relationship with Johnny or any of his friends have said he's only become more caring. Everyone that seems to be that was a friend of his has said, even his ex-girlfriend, outside of that one
Yes,
old playmate that was an
his
old
ex-wife.
battle axe. Yeah, that God, time was not good to her, but um. But
So ridiculous.
she was the only one that said that he became a monster. Again, no one has said who the monster is. Only person that did was Johnny. that he said he didn't like what he became. He didn't
Because of
like
her.
the person that he became. Yeah. So if you're seeing, his friend Isaac, fucking a phenomenal guy. Like when you see Isaac, that's the guy that had the old guy with the goatee and
He's funny.
like yeah, like he was charismatic, he was friendly, he was nice, and he was the only one that seemed genuinely supportive. Like cuz when they had asked like, "Hey, when did you move into Johnny's place?" And he goes, "The next day. Are you kidding me? Did you see this place? It's gorgeous." But everyone else is, I don't know. It's like I just showed up and just never left. And then all of Amber's friends came in and they were doing seances. They were casting spells.
Who was saying that?
Mm.
I don't remember hearing that. Who testified to that?
Was that? Was that Raquel? Or was that someone that was on the stage? I can't remember.
There was some I didn't fully watch. I'm just like, you know what? I've been watching this shit for like 8 hours now and it's still going.
Yes,
I'm
that's
just gonna look
happened
at the
to
highlights and what I missed.
me.
Yeah.
Yes, that's happened to me. And I used to
There we
see the highlights and a guy who is in Argentina.
Okay. There's a
Betty.
guy that both Tyler and I watch, or have been watching through the podcast. His name is Ricada Law. So he's an actual lawyer. So he'll kind of, as the thing is going on, he'll be like, "Oh, I
Mm.
would have said this," or "Oh, that was really good questioning," or whatever. Like he'll kind of explain some things as to why they're objecting, what it means. So he gives more of kind of an insight, and it's all live through the whole thing. And then he'll have other lawyers and stuff like that come in from like Tokyo and all these other places and stuff. So it's really informative. He really gives you more of an in-depth thing on a lawyer side. So that's who we've been watching anyway for the live feeds.
Yeah, and you're seeing more of that like this process. Like and this is one thing that I love about the States that I hate about Canada, that we do not televise our trials. Stop hitting your microphone.
My
Sorry.
microphone.
No,
No, it's
me. I
him.
accidentally hit the microphone and it makes a horrible noise. So if anyone heard that, sorry.
But so everyone can see it. And I think being open and transparent is a fantastic thing to do. Like if you want to convey trust to a system or to an institution, to the public in general. And I know I've brought this up before that when people no longer have faith in a system, they check out, like they leave. So, like, if you think the elections are rigged, if you think the judicial system is always working against this particular group, well, you leave it. If you think money is a total construct and it's manipulated by the government, and you no longer have faith in that system, well, you leave. You go to a different system, which is why cryptocurrency has had such a massive boom. So I think, okay, and I understand it's in a recession. Shut up, I get it. But generally it was seen as like to show everyone, to show the public that hey, this is how due process works. We do not operate under mob rule. We do not, have kangaroo courts where the decisions are made in a back room and closed in a closed setting. You're welcome. Come, look, watch. We want to show you how the process is done. It was very much like the Kyle Rittenhouse situation where the judge did not want to have to make a ruling in it. He wanted to see this is how the system operates. A jury of your peers decide whether they think you broke the law or not.
Yes,
And I think
actually, this is gonna
that's
happen
fantastic.
on. That's gonna happen by May 27, I think.
Oh, I know this coming up week. I'm so nervous to be honest. Like I think that I don't know who Amber's lawyers are, but for one, that Elaine girl, holy hell, is she freaking annoying?
Well, she's gonna sue the fuck out of them. If she loses, she's suing them.
Oh, probably. But I mean, the thing is, like, and she brought up, like, they bring up all these witnesses here, and you're like, okay, so For one, this is a complete waste of time. They had that one guy that came up that was his it was a lawyer of his. And they're asking him questions. And right away, then you hear the guy, I would advise not to answer that question due to da 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 da. Okay, I accept. I advise not to. Like literally every single question Elaine was asking, they had to keep object, 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 object. And I had explained this before. I'm not sure if you're aware of this, Nangi, but when they're doing like the what do you call it? The depositions, if somebody were to like the other side were to object and the judge says sustained, like they'll just kind of like or overruled and they kind of go past it, you won't hear that in the deposition. If they sustain it because they're asking a wrong question and the judge is agreeing, that's when you hear it. So there are some depositions you would
No,
all of
you
a
have
sudden
that backwards.
no.
Yeah, but exactly, totally backwards.
It overruled means the judge, if someone objects, the judge will say, okay, overruled, or state your ground. And then if they overrule it, the judge will say, okay, overruled or sustained. If the objection is sustained, it will be cut. If it is overruled, it will stay. And that's not in
Why do I
all,
feel like
but
it's the
that
opposite?
is
But
quite
okay.
common.
Okay, well then mix it up. Put it the other way. So if she agrees and she says that it's not a bad question, you're not going to hear it in the deposition. Because sometimes when you're listening to the depositions, you'll hear all of a sudden like a word like object or whatever. You'll hear like that tiny little clip and then they just kind of keep going. And that's why, because the judge is saying, no, the question is fine, carry on. But the ones that she's saying like, okay, I agree, this is wrong, those you will hear in the deposition. And that one with Johnny's lawyer, 95% of it, that's all you heard was like,
Which
I wouldn't
you
answer.
never will.
I wouldn't answer. I wouldn't
Yeah.
answer.
I would answer.
And she's
Yeah,
just so
well, and that's
horrible.
no. The thing is, everyone thinks that she's like a total like brain dead moron. No, she no, because you pay for a lawyer to try and defend you. You pay for a lawyer to defend you the best that they can. So if you keep asking a question, you keep hammering it. Like, you might be a bulldog. You don't need to be the smartest person, but if you can let that bulldog off the leash and you know that they're just going to go, 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 go. And if the judge doesn't say, you ask another question like this, I'm throwing you the fuck out of here. By all means, carry on.
I don't
That's
know
the
how
thing.
the
You don't
judge
need to
didn't do
be
that.
super smart. You don't have to be super smart, but yeah, you have to be able to keep hammering this point. Just keep going. All right, I object. Okay, well then I'll word it another way. I object. Okay, I'll word it another way. I object. Like you just keep hammering it. Because what if
Oh
the
my
judge
God,
says,
you're
you know what?
so smart, Tyler.
I listen to a lot of smart people. But that's all you have to do. Like it's very much the opposite of what you see in TV shows. Like I'm stealing directly from Ricada, where people go, well, why aren't they saving this for then? And he goes, why would you? That makes like, what if you're saving, for on your closing statements, you're looking for some, the big reveal, the big whatever. What if someone has a heart attack? What if someone suddenly clams up and doesn't want to talk? What if the evidence gets destroyed? Now your
Yes,
whole case hinged
exactly.
on one piece. He's like, you hammer and you hammer hard right from the outset. You don't leave anything to, well, if they do this, well, we got this in our back pocket. No, you go for it.
Camille was
Exactly.
fantastic. She is 100% my spirit animal. I loved her. The way that she
I
Oh
was
my
love
gosh,
her.
no.
hammering in on her and just like,
Yeah. And
oh,
I like when
you
she
don't
said,
remember this. Oh,
yes
let's bring it
or
up.
no.
Yeah.
And
Amber.
I'm going to, I have to go because I got a lot of pain in my eye. I
Okay.
need to put some eye drops right away because I'm feeling burn. I
Aw, okay.
feel it's burn a little bit. It's become itchy, and after itchy, become burn. After burn, become crazy headache. And
Oh, so you have chlamydia of the eye. I've had that.
Oh, jeez.
no,
How have you had that? What the hell, Tyler?
Crazy night. Crazy night.
No, I have glaucoma in my eye.
Oh, jeez.
But yeah,
It's much
yeah,
better.
it's pretty nice name. Very close to glaucoma, chlamydia, yeah, something like that. Exactly. It's
It's all the things. It's just
it's
pain.
something like that.
Aw.
It's just pain, exactly. It's just bothering me because I has been recording from 8 in the morning. I has been
Oh,
working a lot.
Oh, jeez.
well, then let's get the hell out of here.
All right. Well, thank you everybody for taking your time out of your day to come and sit with us and listen to
Thank
some things that we
you.
have to say. A huge thanks to our amazing neighbor and also fellow
Thank you.
podcaster, Nangi. And again, all the
Thank
places you can
you.
check her out will be listed in the description box below. And we will catch you guys tomorrow for some interesting stuff on the whole Human Rights Museum. Yeah, it'll be a gooder.
Tyler is like
Excellent.
desperate to have. Yeah, he can't control himself. That's good. That's
Can't
good.
wait.
Thank you, you guys, to having me. For sure, we have to do something, but something wild, something really deep and greasy, something.
Oh my. I
Exactly,
don't think she was
something
talking
like
about
that.
like wrestling. Oil wrestling.
No, no, I'm talking about the podcast. We have to do something like that.
Oh,
We have to do a
oh,
really good podcast talking about
nipples?
couple
Oh,
couples, toxic couples.
oh,
Oh, couple.
nipples.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah.
A nipple. Like Tyler, I mean. Yes, that's what she's saying. She wants to have a whole podcast of nipples. All the different kinds. I'm-
We can talk about nipples. I mean, a nipple is a nipple. I mean, it's just
You
a
have to go.
nipple.
We don't have enough time to talk about all the nipples I want to talk about.
Okay, bye, bye, bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye,
Have a good
guys.
Thank
night.
you.